Police officers from across Canada feel defeated. Look at this from a police officer in Hamilton, Ontario. I've been huge fans of Mario and yourself throughout this entire ordeal. I'm truly lost for words at the outcome of last night and feel so defeated. I'm a police officer in downtown Hamilton, Ontario, and I feel like my profession has literally become useless under the Liberals thanks to Bill C-75 and C-5. The frustration frontline officers feel every shift knowing that even if we catch these thug scumbag criminals, they walk right out the door before I can even finish the report. I simply can't understand for the life of me how fundamentally unintelligent people who voted for Liberal again after watching Canada become an overpriced third world country right before our eyes. Thank you for the awareness you have brought to the masses and keep doing what you're doing. Talks about the death of the OPP officer up north of Hamilton, Ontario. We were both in police college together, hit the road at the same time. When he was murdered in cold blood by a disgusting repeat offender who had several firearms charges and a litany of other violent offenses, only to have the judge release him, citing he was a victim of colonialism, and then proceeds to murder a brand new officer with his whole life and career ahead of him. This could have all been prevented if it wasn't for the Liberal government and their policies. These judges and justice of the peace need to start being liable for the release of the garbage they let back into society to terrorize our streets. About 2 years ago, a story broke in Hamilton of an officer using excessive force and was charged with assault. The victim in the matter has a rap sheet longer than the Old Testament, including several firearms charges, violent assaults, failing to comply with probations, failing to comply with whatever piece of paper the judges hand to him time after time. This individual is a true threat to the public and safety of others. Well, shocking, about 3 weeks ago, this individual was back at it again, carjacking an innocent man at gunpoint, stealing his F-150, going on another rampage throughout downtown, was then involved in another point firearm incident and yet another stolen vehicle incident, which resulted in a pursuit during rush hour, putting countless of lives at risk. Thankfully, he was arrested. The person has used his indigenous heritage as a way of getting a lesser sentence, conditions upon his countless releases for violent crime. Another one, and probably one that hits home the most. Police officers from around the country have reached out to me. They feel betrayed. They feel helpless, where they are putting their lives on the line to protect our families and our children, and this is allowed to continue to happen. We need to hold this government accountable, and we need to change the laws. We have to do everything we can. If our own police officers cannot feel empowered to protect us, how can we feel safe in the society? How can we feel safe with our families and children in these streets when these criminals are terrorizing our communities?